Today we are going to be making a pinch pot pencil holder. To do this, you're going to take your piece of clay, and the first thing you have to do is, not with your clay, but with your sticky note. Take your sticky note and write your name on it. Do not lose your sticky note. It is how we will be able to tell your clay project apart from anybody else's. So now with the clay, we take it and we're going to squeeze it in our hands until it turns into a sphere. A sphere is a circle, but 3D. It does not have to be perfect. We're just trying to get it roughly rounded shaped. So I'm just squeezing it between my hands. Use those muscles in your hands. You can roll it if you want to, roll it on the table, but don't get carried away doing any one thing. Make sure you are looking at the clay, not just getting distracted with the motions that you're doing. Once it is mostly spherical, doesn't have to be a perfect sphere, just mostly spherical. Then you're going to take your thumb and you're going to poke it and twist it inside there. What this is going to do is going to create the inside of a bowl, basically. We're creating a bowl that's going to be upside down, and then we're going to poke holes in the bowl that our pencils are going to stick out of. Now we want to stick our thumb far enough down until, not so far that we poke it through, but we want to make sure that there's a pretty good thickness at the bottom. Now, we're going to practice making a puppet hand. A puppet hand is when you have all 4 fingers stay flat together whenever you move, and your thumb is going to pinch against them to make a puppet hand. We are going to be pinching using a puppet hand. With your thumb inside the hole, we are going to gently pinch, keeping all 4 fingers together. Then we're going to rotate, gently pinch, rotate, gently pinch, and we're going to keep doing that. And as you're doing that, you're going to notice the inside of this bowl is getting bigger. You really want to be careful that the edges of your bowl are not getting thin. I'm not even looking at the edge. I'm leaving the edge alone. What I'm focusing on is the inside. I want to make my bowl as big as I can, but we also don't want the walls of the bowl to be too thin, because clay, when it dries, is breakable. And if it becomes too thin, it will break really easy and crack all on its own just while it's drying. So you can look at the size of my hand and look at how big my bowl is now and how big my clay is now. So now, right now, I'm just moving my hands around, making sure it's about the same thickness all the way around. Okay, that's good. Once you have it about the same thickness, then we're going to set it down and we are going to smooth out the outside. You might see we have some little tiny cracks here and there. We're going to clean those up. To do that, we take our finger, dip it in the water, but we don't want it soaking wet, dripping wet. So we're going to tap, tap our finger on the edge so the finger is just barely wet. Then we're going to rub on the surface until those little cracks go away. Now it's better to go back a whole bunch of times with a barely wet finger than to have a super wet finger and have the surface of your pencil holder become all muddy. Okay, so you can smooth this out as much as you want. I'm just going to leave it the way it is so that way I can make this video a little bit shorter, but you can keep on smoothing. But for the sake of time, I'm going to stop it here. Now, let me grab a pencil. This is a pretty jazzy pencil. Does not even have to be sharp. This is an old broken pencil. So I'm going to do 2 holes in this. And I'm just going to twist all the way through until the pencil comes all the way through. Now I'm going to do another one until the pencil comes all the way through. The thing about clay is that as it dries, it shrinks a little bit because the water is leaving it, and it makes it lighter, and it also makes it smaller, makes it shrink a bit. So when it shrinks, these holes will shrink too. So you have to make the holes bigger, almost as big as your finger. Like maybe as big as your pinky. Your pinky should be able to fit in that hole. So I'm going to open these holes up to make sure you can fit your pinky inside there. Take a look inside there, see if it looks neat. You might want to press down any extra clay that's poking out, but really we care more about the outside than the inside because the outside is what you're gonna be looking at. What I like to do with these pencil holders is turn them into aliens. Whenever we paint them, I like to paint them and make them look like an alien on the outside or like a bug. So this is our alien or bug pinch pot pencil holder. Oh, and to turn these in, I almost forgot. To turn these in, you're gonna take your sticky note, take your clay project, set it on top of the sticky note. It doesn't make sense for us to do this because this will just fall off and get lost. This is going to sit on top of your sticky note, and it's gonna go in the clear plastic bucket, bin, box, whatever you call it, in the back of the room. Miss Roth, will show you where it is. It's gonna go in there, and that is where it will be safe to dry. We will paint these next week because they have to dry for a full 7 days. All right, have fun.